Hi, this is Justin Matters with my regular report back on my activities. At the start of last week, I met with our local clinical commissioning group to talk to them about some of the issues that we have in terms of health provision in the area, with two hats on really, first off as the local MP, but also in my new role as a shadow health minister. Thought it was a very useful meeting, and no doubt we'll be speaking with them again. I also met with the Highways Agency about the issues that we have on the M56, and they're going to be introducing some smart motorway on the M53 in the next couple of years, but I was very keen to press that they introduce something similar for the M56, where we have accident after accident in the next round of funding, and I think that got a sympathetic reception. I also went to meet the new principal at the academy, Mr. Hutchinson, and he showed me around a bit of the school. That was a very useful meeting, and I think we both share great ambitions for that school to be the beacon of educational excellence in the area, and also actually to be a great place for the community to come and visit, because it is a fantastic building and people need to see more of what goes on in there. I also visited the Westminster Job Club at the Community Centre in Westminster, run by Plustain and staffed by some volunteers for the Cyber Centre, and that was very useful. It was a pretty important service being delivered there. And today I did my first ministerial question as a front bencher on health, and I raised the issue about the spiralling agency costs in the NHS, which is one of the main reasons why trusts are in deficit at the moment. And I made the point that the decision by the coalition government in its first year to reduce the number of training places available for nurses is being directly felt now in terms of the number of agency staff having to be recruited by trusts just to keep services on the road. Needless to say, it was questions for the department, but no answers were forthcoming as to whether they accepted any responsibility for that. I'm sure it's a subject that we will be returning to. I thought I'd just say a few words about the constituency itself. It's reared its head in terms of the front page of the Pioneer because there is a fear that we will end up losing the constituency of Ellesmere Port and Neston. As you can see behind me, I've got a little map of what the constituency currently covers. There is a risk that the next boundary review, which is going to happen in the next couple of years, is going to be so prescriptive in its requirements that we lose our current constituency, and we have a repeat of the shocking suggestions of the Merseybanks constituency, which basically cut Ellesmere Port in half and put us in with bits of Widnes and the Wirral. And I'm going to fight any changes that go along those lines. I want to keep Ellesmere Port together as a constituency with Neston, and I think that that's what people would expect to see. We'll see what happens with that. It's going to go through a number of public inquiries, but it's part of the coalition's plans to reduce the number of MPs, and that will lead to some perverse results, as we saw last time with Merseybanks. But that'll be again something we come back to, and no doubt I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.